What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video here by Agent by the Forecast. Today's upload is very exciting for those who love fall, which most of us do. According to the community post, up to around 90% of you guys did want me to do my first preliminary 2020 fall forecast this Friday, which is today. So, of course, I went ahead and I made my maps here, and this is my first preliminary fall forecast. It does seem like fall's very far away, but it really starts September 21st, or no, it starts September 22nd, goes all the way to December 21st. So, as you see, this fall's not too far away. We have very exciting maps here. Of course, these are going to gradually change as we get a lot closer. This is really my first discussion video here on what we can expect on temperatures, precipitation in general, general outlook, and general just based on average. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. As we get more into summer, we're going to be seeing also winter forecasts and continue to go in greater detail for fall forecasts. So if you are up to that, please subscribe to show your awesome support, especially if you're excited for these new updates. Also, we're going to be tracking the tropics all summer, and also be sure to share the video to anybody that you know is excited about fall. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So here we are looking at my precipitation map here. As you see, we have a graph for above average and below average precipitation. Let's go and start out with the below average precipitation here. So we're going to be seeing slightly below average precipitation throughout the general fall from September to December. Throughout that general 4 months of fall, we can be seeing generally slightly below average precipitation throughout portions of the general southern United States, according all the way from California to portions of the southeast. So it could be seeing it really dry, generally very dry southern United States this fall. Won't be seeing as much severe weather coming in these areas, and most likely won't be as it won't be as really as wet. Not going to be all really depending on the north. If we have major snowstorms, that all depend on also the south as well. So honestly, all these maps depend on whether we're going to have La Nina, El Nino, or neutral. As of now, we're in a neutral, and it's expected to go to La Nina by next month. But you know, this La Nina could very well become neutral before September or before October. And these maps go on average for the 4 months of fall, not for 1 month. You may have 1 month of dry air or dry precipitation. The next 3 months are wet. So obviously, I'll put you in the wet. Now that I explained that, let's go and check out now the slightly above average precipitation. So of course, this is we're gonna be seeing maybe potentially above average precipitation, but just you won't really notice the change. It'll be maybe another 3 inches or just additional 5 inches according to your average throughout the month of throughout the season of fall. That's going to be for a really widespread for the northern United States here, all the way from almost coast to coast there, from the western coast all the way for portions of the northeast and mid-Atlantic. Could be seeing a very wet northern United States there. Could be seeing maybe some snowstorms with incoming cold fronts, some major rainstorms as well. As you see, we can be seeing precipitation is either snow, sleet, ice, all of that. And then we can be seeing moderately above average precipitation for portions of the Pacific Northwest, including snowstorms, and also going to be seeing potentially really many low pressure systems off the west coast that will bring in a ton of rain. And you see, Seattle's one of the rainiest cities in the United States. I believe it might be the rainiest, or if not the rainiest, close to the rainiest, especially in the winter. So we're going to be seeing a lot of precipitation with our typical and normal snowfall in the west and the Rockies, and also our typical rain for portions of the Pacific Northwest coast. Now let's go and check out now the temperature outlook here, and this is also temperature outlook seems to be the most exciting part really. Temperature seems to be either the most exciting or either the general my general map for all throughout fall, which is next. So this is now my temperature outlook. As you see, from blue to dark blue is below average. From dark orange to possibly a dark orange or light red is going to be above average there. So we are going to be seeing a kind of one-sided area. One side of the United States will be warm, and one side will be cold. And this is what we usually see typically in the fall. This is what we see. Obviously, we depend on if it's a La Nina or El Nino, but typically our U.S. pattern is like this. We have a very cold or cooler a cooler general eastern United States during the months of fall, and a general slightly warmer to very warm western United States, all split up by the plains, which is usually tends to be average. But this year we're gonna be seeing almost these slightly below average and slightly above average touching. So obviously those areas in the middle could be very well either seeing near average or a flip flop pattern. So here we're going to be starting off with a slightly below average temperatures. That's going to be including all really much of the Great Lakes and the East Coast from Florida to Maine. So if you're in the light blue, you're going to be expecting, not you are going to exactly see, because of course it can change. This is anomaly. My map's really anomaly. It changes every couple weeks. And so really, this is not 100% accurate. We're in June right now, and this is all the way for September, as far back as December. So honestly, don't take this map 100% accurate. Maybe my final fall forecast you can take a lot more seriously, but still, you can take this seriously. Just don't expect this to be 100% accurate, like your exact counties, like round that blue. So this is going to be expecting slightly below average temperatures, maybe 3 to 5 degrees below average. And then we'll be seeing those frequent Arctic blasts later in the season, which will possibly bring in 20 to 30 degrees below average for some of these areas. And that tends to be more of a November, December part. Again, like I said in the video, this is a general throughout 4 months, not just a 2 or 1 month of huge Arctic blast. Same applies for the west. We might see extreme warm front for a month, but it may be the other months are slightly warmer or a slightly cooler than that. So it's just going to be averaging out. So we're going to be seeing a widespread area of slightly above average temperatures. That's going to be including from the west coast to the central plains. You're going to be seeing really, like saying, maybe 3 to 5 degrees above average, maybe even 20 to 30 degrees above average, and 1 or 2 large warm fronts that bring in summer temperatures in November. We might even see summer temperatures in December. We saw that last year here, because we had a negative AO at the time, which brought, of course, cooler temperatures for the western United States there. As you see, we're going to be seeing very, very warm temperatures for portions of moderately above average for portions of the western coast, California, Oregon, as far inland as Nevada. You guys can be seeing some moderately above average temperatures. Now the very exciting part. Let's go ahead and check out now my general fall forecast. So this is my general fall forecast here. So as you see, it looks very exciting. We have multiple colors, multiple regions under different numbers or different colors and all that. And I'm going to be explaining on great detail what all these mean. Let's go and check out now the tropical threats, which is of course for the coast of the United States in that hot pink or that very dark pink. That's where we're going to be seeing tropical activity, tropical threats, maybe tropical landfalls. That's going to be spreading throughout fall, because of course it ends the Atlantic hurricane season ends November 31st, I believe. Yeah, November 31st, or the last day of November. So as you see, it ends November 30th. Sorry, my bad. It ends November 30th, not November 31st, because November does not have 31 days. So it ends November 30th. So that's almost just a little bit over less than a month till the winter solstice. So we're still going to be seeing a very widespread tropical threat into the fall. Many people just think summer, but remember, we have some of the warmest months of the year are actually in the beginning of fall, which is September. Tropical threats throughout the coast. Now let's go and check out now the Appalachia region, Ohio Valley. We're going to be seeing a colder fall. And that's going to be including my area as well, Georgia, the Southeast, Mid-Atlantic, and the Appalachias. That's going to be seeing a colder fall compared to normal, maybe some more frequent cold fronts. Doesn't mean you're not going to be seeing, doesn't mean me or you, and if you're in that dark blue, doesn't mean you're not going to have any moment during fall without warm, above average temperatures, of course. We're going to be seeing, obviously, warm fronts as we have a pattern change in the U.S. Obviously, we're going to have frequent pattern changes, but it seems like based on this season, we're going to be seeing a lot more frequent cold fronts here. I know we've been seeing that for the past 2 years, but this seems to be different, because we could very well see a negative AO, which will bring in cooler temperatures and a lot of frequent cooler air for Canada and the U.S. and keep those warmer temperatures in the Arctic region. That's what we're looking at this year as well. And if this stays maybe at a neutral, this is not going to be making that cooler Pacific Northwest and warmer Southern United States. Could we still have a possibility for a neutral this winter instead of a La Nina? It all depends on what happens throughout the summer, of course. We're back at a neutral unexpectedly, so we unexpectedly stayed a neutral. Obviously, I expected to get a La Nina once again, but who knows if it goes back up to a neutral before the fall, the first day of fall. Slightly cooler temperatures are expected for portions of the New England area and Northeast, and those light blue colors, slightly cooler. So, could be seeing some frequent cold fronts, but not as major. Maybe 1 to 3 degrees below average. Maybe expect a 5 to 10 degree below average cold front there once in a while. Or sorry, not once in a while. Once, maybe every month, twice every month. Don't expect extreme cold fronts. That'll be more likely, maybe a bit more into the winter. For areas in the general southern plains and lower Mississippi Valley, expect a drier fall. So less precipitation, whether it's snow or rain. Expect maybe a couple inches less than usual. So if you like a drier fall where you don't see rain every single week, then expect that. For portions of the Midwest here and northern and central plains, we're expecting frequent Arctic blasts. That's gonna be a little bit more later in the season because obviously you're not gonna be seeing Arctic blasts in September or it's just September like we saw last year. We had a huge Halloween blizzard due to a Arctic blast last year. We can expect it. That's a possibility here, and that is fall. Frequent Arctic blasts are likely for portions of the Great Lakes. Can be seeing with that maybe negative AO. See even more frequent Arctic blasts bringing up to 20 to 30 degrees below average, and who knows, maybe even more snow in that area. For the yellow region there, for the western plains and central plains, expect a flip-flop pattern. We're going to be seeing a lot of possibilities. We can see maybe those frequent Arctic blast coming in. Maybe that region extends a bit more to the west, or we see the very warm temperature extending a bit more to the east. So there's a variety of possibilities here. Whether the normal fall snow for portions of Colorado, Wyoming, even Nebraska, you guys can see that snow there. There's multiple possibilities: dry fall, frequent cold fronts, normal snow, warmer temperatures. All of that can come in hand throughout many of the seasons. We're not going to have, the reason why it's going to be flip-flops, we're going to be seeing a ton of things that happen that will average out. In that little kind of purple, brownish looking color there for the southwest, we're going to be extreme warm fronts. So they were on the moderately above average, but compare that heat to Nevada and Idaho. Those above average temperatures will make it maybe even 50 or 60 or even 70 degrees for Idaho. But if you do the exact same scenario, maybe 20 degrees above average, you're going to be seeing maybe even triple digits in the beginning of fall and maybe even 80s, 70s in November. So just compare those regions. It's going to be a lot warmer if you had if you have 10 degrees above average for Idaho and 10 degrees above average for Texas, who's going to be a lot warmer? Obviously Texas, because that's how it is. In the orange, we're going to be seeing very warm temperatures for portions of those general western United States. Going to be seeing a range from 3 to maybe 8 degrees above average. Going to be averaging out to a very warm fall in general for those 4 months. Obviously, you can have a pattern change that can bring cooler temperatures, but that won't really last long enough to average out. And then for the Pacific Northwest, we're going to be seeing very wet, as like I explained early in the video. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and bye guys. Hope you guys are excited for multiple more fall outlooks to come as we get more into summer, and then maybe even by later summer we can expect my first preliminary winter forecast.